U okviru učešća na Međunarodnom poljoprivrednom sajmu u Novom Sadu, ambasada Kraljevine Maroko u saradnji sa Marokanskom agencijom za razvoj poljoprivrede organizovala je hibridnu konferenciju pod nazivom Mogućnosti ulaganja u poljoprivredni sektor u Maroku, pregled zelene strategije generacije. Konferencija je održana u Kongresnom centru Novosadskog sajma.
Bonjour, salam alaikum, bonjour tout le monde.
Bonjour.
Donc vous m'entendez bien?
Alors, je vous entends bien.
D'accord.
Vous m'entendez bien?
Oui, oui, c'est bon. Donc le son est bon. We will start. We wanted to wait a little bit to get more participants, but the time is now 1, and we will start.
Okay, shall I start?
Okay, I will introduce you, Hajar. Okay. So let me first of all thanks the fair of Novi Sad to give us this opportunity to make knowledge about our agriculture and to participate by this conference. So thanks also for you to be with us today, and we would have a huge audience and to participate by stand, but with the pandemic we are just wanted to participate by a conference and stay on this cooperation with the fair, and this is the second time that our country participates in this international fair, and the first time was also by animation of conference, and we planned at this time to have a participation with the setting up a stand and bring the agricultural delegation with cooperative and to promote our agricultural products. But because of the pandemic, we had postponed this visit, and we we had also a plan for cooperation with the Chamber of Commerce of Vojvodina. And it is just a start for our cooperation. We sure will we will have another occasion to stay close and have a concrete project and to go forward. Today's conference will be focused on investment opportunities in the agricultural sector in Morocco, and will give also an overview of Morocco's assets in this very important sector. Additionally, it will shed the light on the Moroccan strategy and experience in this field. And also, let me name our strategy of green generation 2020-2030, which is the continuation of the Green Morocco plan launched on 2008. So let me give the floor to my colleague from Rabat. Thank you, Hajar, to be with us, you and Ikram and Mr. Mohamed Zuhairi, to support our initiative and to present our agriculture to Serbian partner. So I will give you the floor, Hajar. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning, Yusuf. I'm trying to share my screen. If you can allow me to share my screen.
I think it's okay.
No, it's still, yeah, now it's working.
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, dear honorable audience, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to be with you today. I would like to thank our Moroccan Embassy for inviting the Agricultural Development Agency in Morocco to host this very important conference, as it will address mainly the business opportunities in the agricultural sector in Morocco, with an overview of the new agricultural strategy named Génération Green 2020-2030.
Rajat, pardon, si vous pouvez mettre mon diaporama.
Yeah, I'm trying to do so. The plan of my presentation today will address the main investment opportunities in the agricultural sector in Morocco, the business climate, the key performance indicators of the Green Morocco Plan, and a general overview of the Génération Green 2020-2030. So, as you can see, several investment opportunities in the agricultural sector are available to investors, namely developing the agro-industry and agribusiness, aggregating small farmers, rating the state-owned farmlands, and becoming a shareholder within partner companies. So the first opportunity for agro-industry is very promising in the country. We do actually have 7 agropoles. The agropoles are kind of logistic platforms which are located in the main production areas in Morocco, and they are suitable for setting up all sorts of valorization units, in addition to having on place other support services of the Department of Agriculture, like ONSA, Morocco Foodex, INRA. So I'll go back later to these institutions in order to give you an overview of their missions. So other opportunities as well exist in terms of developing the agribusiness in the sector of seeds, seedlings, fertilizers, pesticides, agricultural mechanization, drip irrigation, packaging, and the marketing of local products and other agricultural products. I would like just to go back to this slide in order to show you a quick overview of all the agropoles that we do have in Morocco right now. Actually, we do have 4 agropoles that are in the marketing phase. One is in the east of Morocco, which is the agropole of Berkane. We do have toward the center of Morocco the agropole of Meknes, and then the agropole of Beni Mellal and the agropole of Aggregation towards the south. And we do have as well 3 agropoles that are in the implementation phase. We do have the agropole of Larache in the north of Morocco, the agropole of Kenitra, and the agropole of House. So the second opportunity in the agriculture is the agricultural aggregation, which is basically an innovative model for organizing small farmers. And we name them as aggregates, and they are organized around a private stakeholder, which we define as the aggregator. This model, as you can see, is based on a contract between aggregators holding valorization or processing units and the small Moroccan farmers, as we name them as aggregates. So basically, the aggregator is committed in particular to advise the aggregates and acquire their productions and under the term of the aggregation contract. On the other hand, the aggregates will be committed to respect the technical operations that are recommended by the aggregator and deliver to him the agreed production. As you can see, actually on the slide, this organizational model allows the agro-industrial stakeholders to secure supplies on a continuous basis for their units with a traceable and guaranteed quality of production. And this will enable actually aggregates to benefit from the modern techniques of production, financing subsidies under the Agricultural Development Fund, as well as the access to domestic and foreign markets. So the third actually opportunity is the possibility of renting the public farmlands for up to 40 years under the operation of the public-private partnership. This operation goes usually through the calls for tenders that are launched on a periodical basis through the website of our agency, as well as the requirement specifications for investors in order to bid for the tenders. The lease agreement, for example, as you can see for agriculture-dominated projects, is 40 years. They are like renewable after the first 25 years under the lease contract. As for breeding, for example, animal breeding, the lease period can go from 25 years for breeding, basically, to 40 years. It can be extended to 40 years for integrated projects, like setting up slaughterhouses, cheese facilities, or meat production units, and you can name it. So, and as you can see for the annual crop projects, the lease period is 17 years. In addition to this opportunity, and always under the public-private partnership operation, there is a possibility actually of shareholding in partner companies that are already managing agricultural state farmlands under the operation of the public-private partnership that I have just listed. So basically, investors will have the opportunity to partner up with other companies through capital participation. So they can go for up to 66% of the partner capital if the project is still ongoing, and up to the integrality of the project, like up to 100% of the partner capital if the project investment is already achieved. So the agricultural sector actually in Morocco allows to investors to benefit from a very, very stable and attractive business climate on many levels, on the economic level, regulatory level, institutional, and as well on the logistics level. So basically, we do have a good dedicated incentive system for investors. So we do have the Agricultural Development Fund, which is dedicated to financing investment in agriculture in general, with subsidies for the different components of all the value chain. As you can see, these subsidies can be, for example, they can concern irrigation, agricultural equipment, tree planting, processing units, livestock, agricultural exports, and many other types of investment. Actually, the comprehensive categories of the listed subsidies under the FDA are available in a PDF format booklet that you can download directly in English through the website of our agency at ada.gov.md. So on the regulatory level, we have a legal framework regarding investments that has been established. As an example, I can list the law 0312 regarding the interprofessional organizations that regulates the organization of all the stakeholders in the different value chain. There is also the law 0412 on the agricultural aggregation that I have just spoken about previously, which secures business transactions between aggregators and aggregees through the method of contracting. We do have as well the law on the organic production of agricultural products that sets the framework of production, preparation, and marketing of all types of organic agricultural products. And finally, we do have the law 2506 on the distinctive signs of origin and quality of agricultural products that defines the means of recognition for the agricultural label, the geographical indication, and the designation of origin. So Morocco actually has as well a specific tax framework when it comes to agricultural taxation. We do have a reduced tax rate for the agricultural sector for both the income tax and the corporate tax, with a permanent exemption for farmers making an annual turnover of less than 5 million dirhams per annum. And as for the agricultural insurance system, there are various multi-risk insurance products with the state support, with the Moroccan state support, to address all the risks that are associated with climate change. The subsidies of the Moroccan state may vary between 57% to 90%, depending on the chosen subscription formula, as you can see on the slide. And we do have an easy access to international markets thanks to the free trade agreements that were signed by Morocco, which represent a great opportunity for investors in order to export their production to other countries overseas from Morocco. So, for example, I can list the Morocco with the European Union agreements, the free trade agreements with the United States, the Morocco-Turkey free trade agreements, as well as the Aggregation agreements with some Arabic countries. On the institutional level, we do have different organizations that were established with specific missions. In this framework, for example, we do have the National Office of the Agricultural Advice, which is named the ONCA, who is responsible mainly for giving agricultural advice, coaching, and assistance to farmers. We do have the Morocco Forex, who takes in charge the technical control and coordination of agricultural exports going from Morocco. We do have the National Office for the Health Safety of Food Products, which we name basically ONSA. They're responsible for monitoring the health security of food products and applying the veterinary and phytosanitary regulations. We do have, for example, as well, the National Institute for Agricultural Research, which we name INRA, which is basically a public institution with the mission of undertaking a research program for agricultural development. So Morocco actually has a tremendous trained human resources thanks to 3 agricultural higher education institutions under the Ministry of Agriculture. They have a training capacity for more than 2,700 students per year, and 53 technical institutions that were established in Morocco for training highly skilled human resources in order to assist investors in their projects. Till date, these institutions, as you can see, have trained so far more than 50,000 graduates. So the business climate actually in Morocco has enabled many achievements under the Green Morocco Plan strategy, which is the previous agricultural national strategy. As you can see on the slide, there was an injection of 104 billion dirhams of investments, from which 63 billion dirhams were private investments. They were coming from private investments, which shows clearly the interest of private investors toward investing in agriculture in Morocco. So as for the production achievements, we can see, for example, that the production has increased tremendously and multiplied in many chains of production. For example, we can see that the citrus fruits production went from 1.3 million tons on 2009 to 2.3 million tons on 2019. Same thing goes for many other types of production, like the dairy products, the red meat, the fruit tree and the olive tree, and so on. So let's see the macroeconomic level. So at the macroeconomic level, the Green Morocco Plan has enabled the multiplication of the agricultural GDP, which is very, very important, as well as the agricultural exports by 170%, as well as it has increased the volume of investments and enabled the creation of new job opportunities, moving from 110 to 140 work days per year. This has as well multiplied, obviously, the income in rural areas per capita by 66%, which has increased the coverage rates for food needs. So now I'm gonna move to give you a general overview of the new agricultural strategy in Morocco named Génération Green. So Morocco has adopted this new strategy which aims to consolidate basically the achievements in the agricultural sector that were made under the Green Morocco Plan and create new income generating activities, mainly with a focus on the human factor. So this strategy basically is based on two main foundations. The first foundation aims the enhancement of the human factor, who is key in developing the agricultural activity. And the second foundation of this new strategy relates to the continuous agricultural development in order to make farming more rewarding and strengthen sustainable agriculture by streamlining climate smart practices, actually. So the first foundation of Génération Green 2020-2030 is spread over four main axes. So the first axis aims the birth of a new generation of agricultural middle class with a target of 350,000 to 400,000 middle class households. It aims as well the improvement of the agricultural revenues, the extension of the agricultural insurance systems in order to reach a target of 2.5 million hectares of insured farmlands, and to provide the social protection for up to 3.3 million farmers. So, and last, it aims as well the revaluation of the minimum agricultural wage and the improvement of access and condition of paid employment. So the second axis aims the creation of a new generation of young agricultural entrepreneurs, which will also be able to use a new generation of more innovative agricultural organizations and benefit from new support and incentive measures in order to strengthen their skills through the access, for example, to 1 million hectares of valorized collective lands. We do have a target of 200,000 beneficiaries, including or from which we will have 45,000 of young entrepreneurs with specific offers for youth beneficiaries and normal investors. So we aim as well on this axis the birth of 180,000 new young farmers through institutional mechanisms and incentives, basically, and the creation of 170,000 senior and professional jobs in the agricultural sector, the para-agricultural and the digital services, as well as the training of 150,000 of youth by 2030. So the third axis of the first foundation is basically based on the implementation of a new generation of agricultural organizations, basically through promoting the spin-off of new organizational models like agricultural aggregation, co-ops, even though we do have co-ops existing in Morocco under from like a long time under the Green Morocco plan, with 30% of the public budget that will be managed by the interprofessional organizations. So the fourth axis aims on the promotion and encouraging national and regional champions, which are basically investors, who have the potential of aggregating and consolidating the small farmers, as well as defining clustering models according to the specific types of agricultural products. That being said, each type of crops or agricultural production will have its own aggregation model. So the fourth and last axis of the first foundation of Generation Green 2020-2030 aims at achieving a new generation of support mechanisms by having a target of 2 million farmers that will be connected to agricultural e-services. We do have as well a target of 5,000 new agricultural advisors and up to 350,000 to 450,000 hectares of an additional area in Morocco that will be dedicated to solidarity agriculture. So on the other hand, the second foundation of Generation Green 2020-2030 is spread over 4 main axes as well. The first axis concerns the continuous consolidation of agricultural products, and this will be done through doubling or aiming basically to double the agricultural GDP from 125 billion dirhams actually to reach a target of 200 to 250 billion dirhams, increasing the agricultural yield, accelerating the valorization of agricultural products from 40 to 17% of valorized production, and having maybe 100,000 hectares of a potential for new types of production. So there will be new areas, for example, dedicated to organic farming. The last point is basically the improvement of exports of the local products, which we name the terroir products, from 200 million dirhams to 1,000 million dirhams. The second axis of the second foundation aims building efficient and modern distribution channels. This will be done through the implementation of 12 modern wholesale markets nationally, improving or making rehabilitation programs for the weekly farmers market, which we name souks in Morocco, the structuring and diversification of agricultural products distribution channels, and lastly, the establishment of storage platforms for agricultural products. So we will be having maybe more storage platforms enabling the warehousing for more agricultural products. So the third axis is related actually to a highly improved quality, innovation, and green tech. And this aims to achieve a target of 30 to 50 new varieties that will be listed in the Agricultural National Official Catalogue, multiplying the investment in R&D, in research and development, and the standardization of 120 approved national slaughterhouses, and basically aiming towards more sanitary food control and having a 100% identified livestock throughout the country. So actually the last And the fourth axis of the second foundation aims creating a resilient and eco-efficient agriculture in the country. This will be done through the water mobilization and saving programs, which aim at double added value per cubic meters, basically. The promotion of new renewable energies with a target of having 20% of irrigated utilized agricultural area using new age solar pumping techniques, and lastly the dissemination of soil conservation techniques. So basically my presentation comes to an end. I would like to thank you for your attention and for attending this conference and for all your questions or requests. Actually, please feel free to drop us an email at the addresses below, and we will assist you accordingly in the future. I would like again to thank our Moroccan embassy for enabling us to host this conference. Thank you very much for assisting honorable investors, and I'm wishing you a very nice day ahead. I'm leaving to the floor to Mr. Youssef.
Thank you, Hajar, for your presentation. It was really too much information. I hope that we will keep it with us, and for any investment initiative or any request from Serbian companies, we will provide them all information they need, and we will certainly give them your contact. The Chamber of Commerce of Vojvodina also, they are aware about they know the possibilities, and they was in Morocco and they meet you.
We were very honored actually to host them in Morocco as well.
So we will keep in touch, and
I would like to add one more thing, please. If any investor is actually interested in bidding for our calls for tenders, they can share their contact information, and we will add them later to our newsletter.
Okay, so we come to the end of the conference. We hope that next year we will meet other agricultural agency here in Novi Sad and also in Belgrade. Why not? And to promote our products, because we had too much opportunities to get from the Serbian markets, and also Serbia in the Moroccan markets, and also the trade is growing between Serbia and Morocco, and Serbia exports many agricultural products like wheat, like corn, also live plants, and much other products, and we want to explore more opportunities, because our two markets are still not well exploited. So thank you very much, Hajar. Thanks for your support, and thank you to be with us today, and I think see you very soon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.